How emotionally intelligent men handle conflict. Most men think conflict is something to avoid. Others believe it's something to win. But emotionally intelligent men see conflict differently. They understand that every disagreement reveals something, not just about the other person, but about themselves. Think about it. Anyone can stay calm when life is easy. Anyone can be kind when everyone agrees with them. But what happens when someone criticizes you, challenges your opinion, disrespects you, or disappoints you? That's when emotional intelligence is tested. Many relationships don't end because of one big argument. They slowly break down because two people never learn how to handle conflict in a healthy way. The surprising part is that conflict itself isn't the real problem. It's how people respond to it. Today, we're going to explore how emotionally intelligent men handle disagreements, why staying calm creates more respect than raising your voice, and why the way you manage conflict often determines the quality of your relationships. Let's begin. Number 1. They pause before they respond. The biggest difference between emotionally intelligent men and emotionally reactive men happens in the first few seconds. One reacts immediately, the other pauses. That pause may only last a few moments, but it changes everything. When emotions are high, people often say things they don't mean, words they later regret. Emotionally intelligent men understand that feelings are temporary, but words can leave lasting damage. Instead of speaking from anger, they allow themselves a moment to think. Not because they're weak, because they value self-control more than emotional release. That simple habit prevents countless unnecessary arguments. Number 2. They focus on the problem, not the person. During conflict, it's easy to attack someone's character. You always do this. You're impossible to deal with. You never listen. Statements like these rarely solve anything. They usually make the other person defensive. Emotionally intelligent men do something different. They separate the person from the problem. Instead of attacking character, they discuss behavior. Instead of trying to prove someone is wrong, they try to understand what actually happened. This creates conversations instead of battles. And conversations solve far more problems than arguments ever will. Number 3. They listen to understand, not to win. Many people aren't really listening during disagreements. They're simply waiting for their turn to speak. While the other person is talking, they're already preparing their next response. Emotionally intelligent men slow that process down. They ask questions. They pay attention. They try to understand before trying to be understood. That doesn't mean they agree with everything they hear. It means they gather information before making conclusions. Ironically, people become much more willing to listen when they first feel heard. Number 4. They don't let their ego control the conversation. Ego has ended more relationships than disagreement ever has. Sometimes people continue arguing, not because the issue still matters, but because they don't want to lose. Emotionally intelligent men aren't obsessed with being right. They're interested in finding the right solution. If they're wrong, they admit it. If they've misunderstood something, they correct themselves. If they need to apologize, they do it sincerely. To insecure people, apologizing feels like weakness. To emotionally intelligent men, it's a sign of confidence. Because protecting the relationship is often more important than protecting the ego. So far, we've seen that emotionally intelligent men pause before responding. Focus on solving the problem instead of attacking the person. Listen to understand, and refuse to let their ego take control. But the next lessons reveal what separates emotionally mature men even further. Because they know how to set boundaries without becoming aggressive, how to stay calm when emotions run high, and how to earn more respect through self-control than through intimidation. Number 5. They stay calm when emotions run high. One of the greatest advantages an emotionally intelligent man has is that he doesn't allow another person's emotions to control his own. Imagine someone raising their voice, becoming frustrated, or speaking out of anger. Many men instinctively match that energy. The conversation quickly turns into a competition over who can be louder. But emotionally intelligent men understand something important. Adding more emotion rarely creates more understanding. Instead, they lower their voice, slow their breathing, and continue speaking with respect. This doesn't mean they accept disrespect. It means they refuse to let someone else's emotional state determine their own behavior. Calmness is contagious, and in many situations, it can completely change the direction of a conversation. Number 6. They set boundaries without becoming aggressive. Many people think there are only two options during conflict: either stay silent or become aggressive. Emotionally intelligent men choose a third option: assertiveness. Imagine someone repeatedly interrupts you. Instead of becoming angry, you calmly say, "I'd like to finish my point before we continue." Or if someone becomes disrespectful, you might say, "I'm happy to continue this conversation, but not if we're insulting each other." Notice the difference. There's no shouting, no threats, no personal attacks, just clear boundaries. That kind of confidence earns far more respect than emotional outbursts. Number 7. They know when to walk away. Not every disagreement deserves a long conversation. Some people don't want understanding. They want control. Others argue simply to provoke a reaction. Emotionally intelligent men recognize the difference. If a discussion becomes disrespectful, if emotions become overwhelming, or if nobody is listening anymore, they know it's okay to pause. Walking away doesn't always mean giving up. Sometimes it means protecting the relationship from words that can't be taken back. A calm, "Let's continue this when we've both had time to think," can save a relationship from unnecessary damage. Timing matters. Some conversations simply shouldn't happen when emotions are at their highest. Number 8. They look for the lesson in every disagreement. Conflict isn't always a sign that something is wrong. Sometimes it's an opportunity to understand each other better. Emotionally intelligent men ask themselves questions after disagreements. What could I have handled better? Did I really listen? Was I reacting or responding? What is this situation teaching me? That mindset turns conflict into growth. Instead of repeating the same arguments, they gradually become better communicators, better partners, and better leaders. Every healthy relationship experiences conflict. The difference is that emotionally mature people allow conflict to improve them instead of hardening them. A surprising truth about attraction. Many women don't judge a man's character by how charming he is when everything is going well. They notice who he becomes during disagreement. Does he remain respectful? Can he stay calm? Does he listen? Can he disagree without becoming cruel? Those moments reveal emotional maturity far more than romantic words ever can. That's one reason emotional intelligence is so attractive. It creates safety. And emotional safety is one of the strongest foundations of lasting relationships. We've now seen why emotionally intelligent men stay calm under pressure, set boundaries with confidence, know when to pause a conversation, and use conflict as an opportunity to grow. But the final lessons may be the most important, because they reveal why winning arguments often means losing relationships, why emotional maturity creates lasting respect, and how the strongest men leave conflict with stronger relationships instead of damaged ones. Number 9. They don't try to win every argument. One of the biggest signs of emotional intelligence is knowing the difference between being right and doing what's right. Many men walk into disagreements with one goal: win, prove their point, get the last word, defeat the other person's argument. But here's the problem. If one person wins and the other feels humiliated, did the relationship really win? Emotionally intelligent men understand that relationships aren't debates. They're partnerships. Sometimes protecting the connection is more valuable than proving a point. That doesn't mean abandoning your beliefs. It means communicating them with wisdom instead of pride. Number 10. They take responsibility for their part. Every disagreement has two sides. Even if one person is mostly at fault, there's usually something both people can learn. Emotionally immature men spend their energy asking, "Whose fault is this?" Emotionally intelligent men ask, "What can I do better next time?" That's a powerful shift. Taking responsibility doesn't mean accepting blame for everything. It means being honest about your own behavior. If they interrupted, they admit it. If they misunderstood, they acknowledge it. If they overreacted, they apologize sincerely. Ironically, people often respect a man more when he admits his mistakes than when he tries to hide them, because accountability is a sign of strength, not weakness. Number 11. They never use respect as a weapon. During conflict, it's easy to become sarcastic, to mock, to insult, to bring up old mistakes. For a brief moment, it may feel like you're winning, but those words leave scars. Emotionally intelligent men understand that respect should remain, even when agreement disappears. They don't attack someone's insecurities. They don't embarrass people to prove a point. And they don't use private information as a weapon. Because once respect disappears, trust often follows. Strong men protect both. Number 12. They leave every conflict with their character intact. This may be the most important lesson of all. You can't always control how another person behaves. You can't control their attitude, their emotions, or their decisions. But you can always control the kind of man you choose to be. When the conversation ends, can you honestly say you acted with integrity? Did you remain respectful? Did you stay calm? Did you listen? Did you stand by your values without losing your self-control? That's what emotional intelligence looks like. Not perfection. Consistency. The bigger lesson. Conflict isn't the enemy. In fact, handled well, conflict often strengthens relationships. It creates understanding, builds trust, and reveals character. The real danger isn't disagreement. It's allowing anger, pride, and ego to control the conversation. Emotionally intelligent men don't avoid difficult conversations. They simply refuse to let difficult conversations change who they are. Final message. If there's one thing to remember from this video, it's this. The strongest man in a disagreement isn't the loudest. He isn't the one with the sharpest comeback. And he isn't the one who gets the last word. The strongest man is the one who remains in control of himself. He pauses before responding. He listens before judging. He sets boundaries without aggression. He protects his peace without disrespecting others. And when the conversation is over, he walks away with his dignity still intact. Because emotional intelligence isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about leading them instead of being led by them. And in dating, relationships, friendships, and life, that quiet self-control is one of the most powerful forms of masculinity. The men who earn the deepest respect aren't the ones who never face conflict. They're the ones who handle conflict without losing their character. And that's a strength that people never forget. Click the subscribe button, like, share, and follow for more.